I'm a busy mom, so it's easy to forget if you put something somewhere, and as I mentioned, I have a 3-year-old who's pretty busy, so it's easy to blame these things on real life factors than ghosts. This is also a thing. This is very much a thing. I can totally understand where you are coming from, mom of 3. Time of incident. It was morning, which makes this even more confusing. I opened my eyes and saw a pitch black mass quickly move behind me to the foot of my bed. I'm laying on my stomach and facing the attic stairs. I can't see behind me or the foot of my bed due to the way I'm laying. I tried to move to see what ran out of my view and then realized I couldn't move. It started with my legs and then my arms. A tingling sensation came over me and I was frozen with fear. I want to add that when I first started college in 2015, I would experience sleep paralysis almost every night, and I think it was because I had a very poor sleeping schedule. Due to this, I familiarized myself with sleep paralysis as a whole, so I knew that sometimes you'd hallucinate and see or feel things that were not there. It didn't make it any less scary, but it helped me feel less alienated. I usually would avoid correlating my sleep paralysis to anything paranormal because it would creep me out. This was different. Once I realized I couldn't move, I immediately started forcing myself back to sleep. This is how I dealt with sleep paralysis before, lol. Suddenly, I felt something get under my bed. It was lifting and shifting my bed aggressively. I was terrified. I wanted to scream for help, but at this point, I couldn't. I just remember trying to fight the paralysis and move so I could get the hell out of there. This seemed to last so much longer than my other experiences. Normally, my method would work and I'd just wake up later and feel better, but this time I kept waking up not sure the time intervals, and still being completely unable to move while completely feeling the presence of someone behind me. I forced my eyes shut, and it must have worked because sometime later I woke up sweating and feeling very, very lethargic. I felt like I had never slept before. I also felt anxious but couldn't remember why. A couple days go by and I shared the story with a few loved ones, but I wrote it off as another creepy sleep paralysis episode. It gets weirder. Last Friday night, my coworker comes over because we're going to go out and have some drinks. She had told me in the past that she's always been sensitive to paranormal activity, and I thought it was cool, but we never really talked too much about it. It's something that came out a few times over drinks. I guess she would see things and sense things that others wouldn't. On this day, however, had come up to the attic to join me in getting dressed for our night out. She began heading down the attic stairs, and I'm coming up behind her, but not quite at the stairs yet. By the time I get to the top of the stairs, she is locked in at my bed, and she literally went, "Oh yeah, it's time to get the hell out of here." I'm like, okay. But I also didn't think too much of it because I kind of assumed that she was just getting ready to drink because we need it this weekend just as bad, lol. It wasn't until later that night that she told me she watched a man begin to climb from under my bed before she turned and booked it. She said it felt heavy and dooming. She couldn't really describe how he looked, just this silhouette and the